show with Becket, Tony, and me. And today we've
Are we actually going?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
give my
Welcome to.
I got it.
Hold on, hit that email button real quick because people keep asking about the
email.
email.
Okay,
So
we always forget to
Hit
do
the one
this.
before it.
Let's
too.
all be quiet because
Yeah.
we all talk over each other. So let's all let the soundboard, get this moment of silence it deserves.
Let's go to the Younger Hunger email.
Wait, no, that's not.
And then I'm leading into it.
I'm sorry.
Leading
Okay.
into it.
Moment
I
of
spent a lot of time on
silence.
these.
Moment of silence.
YoungerHungerPodcast@gmail.com.
For any inquiries, the email. We should have done that at the end of the episode, but hello.
We'll do it again.
It's
What
All
else
Talk
you-
with Younger Hunger, and today we have a special guest. Yeah, we have a special guest. We have Coco in the cut. Oh, and the audience loves him. They love him.
Thank you.
Thank you to our studio audience today is a little tipsy. Everybody's drinking tonight. We had a bunch of old Modelo's, so it's a little bit extra fermented. So, Coco, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are
Are
you
you
guys doing?
excited to be on the podcast?
Yeah, this is my
Did you
first
know-
podcast ever.
Oh my God!
First of
No
all time.
way.
Applause, studio
Yeah.
audience.
There we go. There we go. There we
First
go.
podcast.
Yeah, but I've listened to my share of podcasts.
Yeah,
Well, you got to put the microphone to your mouth. I don't know.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit higher like this.
A little bit.
There
Yeah,
you
I like
go.
that I have to hold it.
yeah.
You
You gotta hold
yeah.
it. That's how we do it. Things
You
on
do
this
sort of have
podcast.
to hold it,
It
unfortunately.
makes it more of a performance,
Well, we used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have the
you
mic
can-
stands, and we found that it was limiting, and that you'd have to like.
We all had terrible posture with the mic stands. Everyone was hunching forward. Frankly, I mean, look at this thing. It's just tiny. What are you going to do with that? So
So that's actually an example of
Yeah.
the mic stand that we were using, Coco. So if you'd rather have that, we can give you.
yeah,
No, it's cool,
it's
it's
going to
cool.
make a
I'll
big
hold it.
Yeah,
difference.
if you need your training wheels, I understand you got some vets here. We've been doing this for a while.
How long have you guys been doing this for?
This has been a year.
Is this almost
and
episode
some
40
change.
or something?
Yeah.
How many weeks? That's 40 weeks.
That's
kind
not a
of.
full year. Yeah. Okay.
We
That's
skipped a
getting
few
close
episodes
to
here
a
and there.
full
We
year.
missed some. We had some bi-weeklies, had some two-parters.
Yeah,
So-
we also we went for a bit, then we stopped, then we came back. So it's been like at least a year of podcasting.
It's
If
been-
you
Let's
add
go.
it up.
Yeah. So, to the people, if you guys don't know, you've probably, although you may not have seen his face, you've seen Coco's work. If you're a Younger Hunger fan before with us, does anyone want to help explain?
Right. No,
how
you're doing
we
great.
know? Oh, okay. Well, Coco directed our music video for Lightstream, and it was a great time. That's where I think
And Charlie. Our Charlie video as well.
That's right.
Charlie
Yeah. Oh,
Kaufman.
yeah. And our
Yeah.
and our
Live
live.
video, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And our live video.
So, Coco, what do you want to give behind the scenes access to how we are on set? And please rate us next to everyone else you've ever worked
Like
with.
divas. Yeah.
Yeah, and by name, so that we can tag them below and we start a whole
Call
beef.
people out.
Yeah.
Can we burn bridges right off the bat?
I say we were pretty chill, right?
Yeah. Definitely, you guys were chill. And I remember on the first video, we had hella parking issues and we
Oh,
had
yeah?
to go down. Someone's car broke down or whatever, but you guys were troopers.
Oh,
And
But you know, Becket
And we-
actually, he's been holding on to this one. But we watched your friend almost die. Actually, Becket watched him almost die. Becket actually could have
which
been
friend?
responsible for your friend's
Oh,
death.
yeah.
This was on the light stream?
Because he didn't say anything. He's the only one who saw it.
wait, are you talking about
This
the
is-
second video?
No, for the first video.
In the elevator? Oh, yeah. Wait, we had problems with the elevator, too.
Oh, that's not.
that was a
Wait,
whole
wait,
other
wait.
thing.
Okay, we have multiple stories. Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole day was such a fun day, by the way. But it had its own.
no.
It had its own.
It was
Scenarios,
sick. There's so
which
many
are
talented
usually
people
my
on
fault.
set. Like,
It was a great set.
It was a great set.
So many talented
everything
people.
that happened that was bad was off of set, completely off of set. Well, someone's car got stuck in a parking lot, and we had to go jump it. And when you're putting the jumping cables, there's a certain way you do it. Like if it's on, like the car will be grounded if the wire's touching the ground, and like you have to you have it in certain positions before you start. And this guy he didn't give a fuck. He just went for it. And I knew that he potentially might die in that moment when he grabbed those jumper cables, but he just went for it so fast. I didn't say anything.
There's
And
no
he did,
way.
and he lived, and it was fine. There was no shock. And it all worked out. But
Wait. Okay, so paint the scene for me. So
That's good because I know we have insurance on set, but I don't know about.
life insurance covers it.
I don't know if they would cover that particular.
a remote
liability.
sort of situation.
Well,
so
Coco texted us, right? And he was like, or no, I'm sorry, walked up to us and he was like, hey, so we're like setting up for the next shot. Like,
Yeah,
would you guys go
I remember
over
that.
there? And this dude just needs help. He needs another car to jump his car because you have to. So we were like, okay, sure, of course.
Yeah.
We drive over there, and that's what happened. Then, Becket almost Becket. Now, if you didn't say it and you watched it down, did you watch it like as it was happening, or did you see beforehand and you just didn't feel socially comfortable enough to tell him, and you were willing to kill this guy by not telling him?
I mean,
wait,
I
what was
will
the
say-
what was the mistake he was making? He put like the negative on the positive or something? Like
I mean,
like
I don't
he-
remember exactly what it was, but
He was grabbing it with his bare hands while the car was still on.
Okay, yeah. That's
Right,
like
Becket?
the cables were touching the ground, and I can't remember like if there was some. I can't remember exactly what it was, but you put the one on one side, then you do the other, and one of those things was like severely off.
Something was
and
off.
He just had his bare hands, and he was just clipping shit with like the car on, and like. It was a moment, but we made it. We made it back in time. We got that last scene in, and it was great.
And did you feel like after that, when you were thinking about it on the drive home, and you're thinking, oh, like someone's life was in my hands, did you think like, wow, my like social anxiety got in the way of potentially saving somebody's
saving
life?
a life.
I thought how serendipitous, how lucky am I that that didn't take over today. It took over.
You're an optimist.
But it didn't win. It took
like
over,
that.
but it didn't win. I mean, if he died, it would have been a fucking other story, But
Well,
for what it was,
effectively, you killed him.
yeah, in an alternate reality, he's gone.
Many
But-
alternate realities, yeah, because
But
it wasn't
in
even
this
strange
one, I
that it
lucked
happened.
out, and I
Yeah.
gotta say, I'm happy for it.
So, do you feel weird about Becket almost murdering your friend?
Yeah, but you guys are troopers for going out and jumping someone's car, like being the artist for real on set.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
heard it
a
here
We're not
first.
total divas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Younger Hunger on set.
We'll help you
We're
out.
willing to get, hey, what is it? Pull our sleeves up.
roll up our sleeves.
By your
Don't
bootstraps.
even know the
Get
term.
down and dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And then that's
also
Proof that we don't know shit about.
I'm
getting
not
our-
a tough guy. I
rolling
don't
our
know
sleeves
shit
up,
about
yeah.
anything, really.
Yeah.
I'm useless almost.
Yeah, and don't trust me with that sort of thing. If your life's in your hands, it's not in mine. Because earlier that day,
Yeah.
I had to go grab something from the car that we parked across the street from the building, and I got lost for 2 hours and delayed filming.
Oh
because,
my god!
Because I got
That was-
completely lost trying to run around and find my fucking shoes. So, just keep that in mind if
Becket
your
left for-
fate's in my hands.
for like, you were like, I'm gonna go run to my
you
car,
still
and you were
are.
gone for like 2 hours, bro. What happened?
I got so lost.
All right, Coco, I feel like we're being bad guests because
No,
you
no,
haven't
no.
said much. So
No,
I'm just
no.
gonna.
I don't even
throw a
remember.
lob at you.
I don't even remember you being late on set because I feel like it's like so.
There was some setup.
I'm
Luckily,
so used to it.
Yeah,
like,
luckily there was
setup.
some like green screen things that like saved my life. But in a perfect world, yeah, I probably would have like fucked the
oh,
whole
with the
day up.
pillars.
The pillars. Well, there was that. Thank God that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, because I was gone for the first half of the day.
Yeah.
Because I was walking around, I was drenched in sweat. I was wearing these boots for no reason,
Yeah, it was
and they were
hot.
giving me the biggest blisters because I was just walking around trying to look good. And
Becket has first of all, a little backstory. Becket has the worst sense of direction. He's a very, very smart guy. I just want to put for the record, but he has a gaping hole in his smartness. And it comes with any form of direction, sense of direction.
yeah.
It's true.
And
It's
also,
true.
if you're trying to reference what we're talking about with the pillar, just watch the Charlie Cops. Pause the video, go watch that real quick for like 5 seconds and come back. Because there's a giant green screen pillar in
Big
the middle
pillar
of the
that
thing.
we covered in a green screen. But
But-
yeah, I don't remember you like missing any shots or holding anyone back. But I do remember you coming up to us and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab something out of my car." And then 2 hours pass, and we're like, "Where is Becket?" Like, I thought he was just gonna go grab something out of
Lucas
his
and I were
car.
actually watching you on my phone on the.
Yes,
we're
that's-
just like, when is
was
he
there.
gonna?
I thought I remember that wrong, but you were like, I think I have him tracked. Like, I'm tracking him here. It's like, wait, what the fuck is he doing 6 blocks down the road over here?
Coco, I can't help but notice like directors always your call time as the artist is always like 5 hours early. Is that because artists always show up late?
Artists always show up late, but I don't know if 5 hours is like
3 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe
2 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, especially with rappers, I guess.
Yeah, because rappers will show up
That's safe.
super late.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
pretty much.
That's safe with like shows as well. It's like you know, it says on the ticket the band goes on at 8, but you know nothing's happening until fucking 9:30 or whatever. At least in my experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
well, as a band, you get your schedule ahead of time.
But
You know you're gonna be late.
As a just focusing on the creative side, and if I turn off my like AD kind of like business, like we got to make the day, get all the shots going. If I turn that side of my brain off, I can just focus on like, okay, we have an extra 2 hours to like set up this lighting setup, set up the next dolly tracks, like plan for the rest of the day. So I'm like, in the moment, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. I start stressing out like second half of the day if we're really like behind. But we did a lot. Like that was like a cheap little like hanger, but we like did a lot out of it. And I remember I was gonna shoot it, but then didn't I like twist my ankle or something? And I was I think I had crutches.
You were in a boot. You were in a big
That's
boot.
true, yeah.
And then Gabe shot the video and Jordan cut it. And they went crazy.
God.
It was an awesome video. We were really psyched on it. I remember it was our first like video. We were like surprised at how good it was.
Yeah, like
I love that
legit
Charlie did.
live.
Yeah.
I was watching those
The drone
recently.
videos are sick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam,
'Cause
who's been on the
I
podcast.
hate drones in most videos, but like, you know
Really?
what I mean? Well, like drones aren't. You could just tell it looks really
That's a good
different
point.
and like
That's a
lower
good point.
quality. But with this, it was like all black and white. We just added a bunch of.
Wait, what do you mean?
grain on
It
it.
looks lower quality when you're filming a drummer.
A drone.
Oh, I saw you said drummer.
No,
Oh yeah, we
yeah.
did the
But
drone
I
through the
forgot
window.
about that.
No,
like,
yeah.
that was
And
the
well, no,
window.
there's also the drone
Yeah.
above you for a sec. There's a drone above the drummer
that was
actually.
crazy.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
spins 360. That one's
Yeah,
sick.
Those
That was
all the
sick.
drone shots were so dope.
Yeah.
That was another like risky move. They were because you were flying the drone out of the window of the
building, yeah.
the giant building and then back in. And at any point, if you were 2 feet off, you could have smacked and lost the fucking drone. That would have been the end of that thing.
Yeah.
And those
That was
shots
fun.
worked out. And then for the live stream video, we all hunkered down in like a cabin, right? Did we?
What was that town called?
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah. What was it called?
Wrightwood.
Wrightwood.
Wrightwood, California.
Yeah,
if you're
you're
ever
right.
looking for like Twin Peaks IRL, go to Wrightwood.
Yeah, it's like not that far from here, but it feels like it's fucking far from here. Like it's just a very different place, small town, off the grid. And
Yeah, we had a nice little A-frame cabin. I was roommates with Lucas.
That's
and,
right. I was trying to remember if we slept there. I don't know why I can't remember. Yeah, we shared a room.
Yeah.
We had the kids' room. That was fun.
It was
And,
great.
yeah.
You're a great roommate, by the way.
It was.
You know, it was the first time in my life I felt like courteous enough. I was like, I'm on my phone, but I should put it down. I don't want the light to disturb him.
I remember.
I was like,
That's so sweet of you.
It was really sweet. That was really sweet of you. I appreciate that, and I got a great night's sleep if I remember correctly.
It was a good time. Which that video and the Charlie video that we did with you, your creative process, I'm really like curious about it. Because I can see some like we do so much music stuff, but I feel like with like video stuff, I always assume because there's so much that goes into it. Like with music, like one person or like a few people can really handle like a bulk of the process, but with film, you need to have so many hands involved. And with that, like there's so much planning. Like, do you think that like with your creative process, is a lot of it like pre-planned, or is it kind of like off the cuff, like let's go out and see what happens?
It's both,
like,
right? I feel like it's both every time.
Yeah.
But like, usually we have like proper teams, people that go crazy with like the set, the PD, the lighting, everything. But for the live stream video, it's just me and Rob and like you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
so it's not like you need like a crazy team every time, but it obviously allows you to do a lot of different things. But yeah, I do like to leave a lot of like room for improv, whether it's for music videos or narrative, as part of productions, because then you get like, if you allow yourself to have the time to be completely like authentic, then the performances are going to be better, you know?
For sure.
And that's why with the cabin trip, we knew that we wanted to hit this like big vista.
Yeah.
Vista.
That's, you got it, bro.
Vista, like the Windows XP.
Yeah. Windows Vista.
Windows Vista.
I think that's when they started to like decline, right?
My brain went there. Yeah, that was
when they lost to
That was the
Apple.
downfall.
That was the real
Damn.
beginning of the end.
But yeah, we knew we were trying to hit that at like sunset, right, or a little bit before to be ready, because we always miss sunset and it turns into blue hour and then it turns into nighttime, and we're always like regretting it. We're like, oh, we should just get there a little bit earlier. But I remember we made sure to be there at the right time. But that was like the only like solid plan really that we had that afternoon. The rest of the time we were just like catching little scenes here and there. If we saw like a cool tree or like a cool like little,
Yeah.
like
and yet I
little
also
space
feel
to
like we
shoot
got
in.
like exactly what we needed to, like what we set out to do. I will say like that video turned out like exactly what we were talking about beforehand. I feel like
Yeah.
we got like the vibe down. We're talking about
Yeah, a little bit of supernatural elements with like the lights and like
there's like the Terrence
moving up.
Malick shit
Yeah, at
too,
the
like
end.
with the trees, and
Yeah,
I don't know, not that it looked at all like that, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
I remember you.
Nature heavy.
I remember seeing like a old art that was almost like an inspiration for maybe like the end segments, where it's like it almost looks like 1950s like comic book art of like a guy.
Yeah, it was some shit you used to read or something, some comic book.
Yeah.
That's a comic
I
book.
remember seeing that, and I was like, oh my, like
Yeah,
that's
Blake,
fucking
it's
sick.
Blake and Mortimer, Blake and Mortimer.
Blake and Mortimer.
Coco's French, if you're just finding out.
And yeah, that's a great comic book series.
That like was dope, and I feel like we tapped into a little bit of that. That was like a sick inspiration, like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
And what you were saying about like the run and gun, I feel like one of the dopest shots in the music video, and it was just such a random thing, was in that cabin. There was just like a fire pit there out in the little balcony, and we just like took these shots. We were just like laying by, like there's no way any of that was planned, right? Like that had to just be like, oh, there's a fire pit here. Let's fucking shoot it. And those shots like end up looking super cool. You could see them in the video.
True.
There's a couple of them in the video. Where
Yeah.
And we lost a little handheld light in that
Right.
well that's still there to this day.
Shower looking into a well, and we lost the light in that thing. We
An
couldn't
Aperture
find it.
MC. But
little cute
they're like the best, honestly. They only cost like $90 to buy. So it's cheap to rent a bunch of them. It comes with the power charging case, Pelican case, and
That was sick, bro.
it's like
Those are the ones that you slap on the like.
they're
wall and
magnetic,
shit.
but you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
also
yeah.
just have people holding them and put them under objects, under
That
tables.
was clutch. You know what else I remember about near the end of the shooting was how fucking cold that shit. It was so fucking
Oh my
cold
God.
there, bro.
It was cold.
That was in
And
my.
we had to
recent
walk
memory.
back at night. Like it was like a trek to come back to the parking lot. Well, you're talking about later.
Yeah, later when we shot
when
the
we shot
like
the ending.
the-
like,
the
beams.
ending. But you're right, because we
and the
hiked
wind
so
was
far
crazy
up.
too.
That whole
Yeah.
day, the walking was insane. We did 8 miles of walking that day with gear. We were like sharing the weight of. Again, Young Hunger is not afraid to get our hands to roll up our sleeves.
Yeah.
Help carry. When the crew is smaller than the band, there's no way of getting out of it.
Yeah, that shot in the light stream video where it's us at the big mountain. You see the mountain ranges, and we're in
Yeah.
like a hollowed out mine facility. That was an 8 mile
Yeah.
hike to get there, like carrying gear and shit.
It was dope, dude. That was a very like rewarding process. And to your point of like the improv thing, I do feel like the older and more like the more mature I become as an artist, maybe like I'm noticing the more I plan for shit ahead of time, the worse it goes like every time. And I don't know why that is, but it's like if I'm working with like I've noticed it specifically recently where it's like the only way to like you have to have like sensibility, and the only way to get sensibility is just to like do it a lot. And then once you do that, you like I just feel like if I was doing like videos though, it would fuck me up because there you have like limited amount of time. You have to coordinate with all these people. Like anytime we've been on set with you, everyone's like, Coco, would you want this there, Coco?
Billion people asking you
Coco,
questions.
wait, do I do
You gotta
that?
be an artist, and you gotta like,
Be the boss.
there's no like with the music. You can just kind of like, all right, well, I can just throw another plug in. Like,
No, but as
we're
a
not paid for
producer,
studio
even
time.
like if you're in a room and you have to command a room in the way that like a director has to command, like I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed when like 3 people are like playing me ideas. I'm like, wait, stop. Like stop. I can't fucking focus on like how could I focus on all this at once?
That's why I think all the preparation, like the pre-prod, is like so that you are so certain of every aspect of the film that when you come in, people can ask you questions and you don't have to like overthink your creative because you know exactly what you want. So then it's easy to like direct people and
Talk about that line though, because you're saying okay, so
and people
you're planning
will know what you
hardcore.
want, and people
Yeah.
can, if you've worked with them a bunch, which like I love to work with like all my homies on everything, they'll like know what you're gonna do, whether it's like the next type of shot that you're gonna get or like the type of lighting that you're gonna look for, whether it's like harsher backlight or like a softer like beauty, whatever. And like even if we're doing some improv stuff that's like handheld and we're just kind of going around, then everyone kind of knows, okay, this is how, the kind of mode that we have to switch into to make it this particular setup look good. But going back to the spontaneity
Yeah, like the when
aspect
do you,
of it,
because
like
you're talking about
if
both
you can,
things, right?
if you're doing like video, like last year and the year before when I was doing like probably a couple music videos a month, like if you're, it's always super stressful, but if if you're doing it frequently, you can kind of like slip into
The mindset.
yeah, like a wave, like what's the frequency, you know, where you're like the
flow.
the
Yeah,
flow
yeah,
kinda,
Yeah, yeah.
just like you would in music when you're like just with the
working
right
on an album and like
Yeah,
you,
like you're
you're
just
like
the same artist a
like
lot.
or even just like I'm sure you're like tell me if this resonates with you, but like I find that like when I'm working on like one batch of songs, like if I have like usually it'll come from like me just experimenting, fucking around, something works and I'm like, ooh, I like when I approach it like this, and this. And it's like, oh, what if I tried that again? And then sometimes that doesn't work. And then sometimes it's like, oh shit, that worked again. And then it's like, oh, it worked again. Then it like now I have this process, right?
Well,
of like how I can
in
do
most film set situations, you do have limited time and resources, and like you're only gonna get the lights and the actors and the technicians and the creatives on for 12 hours, whatever, 2 days, 3 days if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
lucky. So you do have to do a lot more prep, and you can't just say like, oh, I'm just gonna retrack this tomorrow, or like redo the hook in a couple days, like
Yeah,
wait for
totally,
my
right,
friend
yeah.
to come in next week for him to do the bass or whatever. Like you gotta get as much as you can before post production.
Totally.
But I don't know. Harry Styles said this thing to Zane Lowe one time. He said like for like good writing, and this is like applicable I think to like film sets and just like being in the flow. It's like he compared it to like surfing, because you can practice how to get up on the board, and like if it's like a really dry day, there's no waves, there's no wind, you can get up on the board as many times as you want, but you're not gonna surf, you know. But and sometimes if you haven't been up on the board, if you haven't practiced and the wave comes, you're just gonna crash because you haven't practiced enough. You just gotta wait for the wave to come, having practiced getting up on the board, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
that's
feel
Dude,
that.
Harry via Coco, that
That's how I
fucking
feel-
hits.
That's how
man.
I feel about like perfecting the craft, because it is like the most beautiful, whether it's in music or film. I feel like the most beautiful moments sometimes come from just like the letting yourself just go in like a natural, organic,
Yeah.
like doing it in that way. But if you didn't do the proper homework and like research or whatever, like time to hone in your craft, then the little bit of breath of inspiration is just gonna be like wasted, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So you gotta,
feel
like-
Yeah,
that.
you're not gonna know what to do with the inspiration.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
that. I feel that so hard.
You're like drilling for oil. If you don't have the oil rig up and like you're not drilling,
Yeah.
then it's not gonna come out. There's gonna be like years where nothing comes. Well, in the oil sense. But when it does it, it's gonna hit. And you'll get the fucking flow.
And I think the spirit of that is captured in that Lightstream video. I
Yeah.
think there was a flow that we were on. Like, there's a lot of shots we captured just on the way to the location that we knew we wanted to film at, you know, and it was just kind of like, oh, this fits. This this is cool. This is a cool vibe. And that area was so inspiring. I don't know, like
Yeah.
that whole like where we were shooting was just gorgeous.
The travel trips are just so fun. Like I really want to
Yeah.
keep
Yes.
doing those. It's just like so much more fun putting money towards like renting a Airbnb that you can shoot at as well, compared to just
Totally.
like a location that you just pull up to in LA, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. Sleep at and then wake up
Yeah.
and fucking grind. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I feel that.
So that shit.
I mean, we haven't talked about this on the podcast. I don't know if we've talked about it in general as a whole collective, but we've all had like a PTA like Magnolia collective moment where our whole lives have kind of like met and then dissipated, then met together again. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Wait.
I don't know. Continue.
Elaborate.
All right, so to take it back, to roll it back a few years.
Roll it back.
When I first met Coco, the first time we hung out is before I knew either of you two. I was hanging out with a couple of my friends who were involved with in the film program at the college that we went to, and I went with Coco. Had never really known him, and we went to a fashion show in like someone's like street fashion.
Oh yeah.
It was like a little fashion like a debut event, you know, like
Okay.
It was a drop, right?
A drop.
It was
a
a drop of a line, and you guys went together.
we went together,
And
it was
guy, the designer, was our roommate at the time.
roommate
And
at the time.
unbeknownst to all of us.
Unbeknownst to all of us, but while we're there, so we're all in the same building together, we go over, Coco and I go next door, and we get tacos. And while we're getting tacos, we're talking about our favorite movies. And I'm talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and Coco's talking about Charlie Kaufman. I didn't realize that Charlie Kaufman was the director.
Well, he
Writer, right?
Was he the writer?
He was
Not-
the writer.
Spike Jonze directed?
Michel Gondry did the directing.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
But they're like the three homies with Spike Jonze and Charlie
Gotcha,
Kaufman
gotcha.
and Michel Gondry. Like,
And so you're like, that's the same dude.
Yeah,
And so we were
yeah.
like talking about Charlie Kaufman specifically. And then years later,
Weird.
we all are together filming a video, like as Younger Hunger and Coco, making the music video to Charlie Kaufman.
Call it fate, call it karma,
That's
baby.
weird.
did you guys see that one Anomalisa movie that he did? Is that what it's called? The one that's like
Charlie Kaufman.
claymation.
Oh no,
No.
no, I haven't.
You guys know the one that I'm talking about though?
No, I don't know.
I think the cover is like maybe like a window on an airplane, like a.
Shit.
Yep. I know what you're talking about. I totally do. Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's really
It
good.
was good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Wait, was this a new one?
But then, no, that was like from 20 maybe 15,
Okay,
2016. But his latest one is called Something to the End of the World.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm thinking of ending things.
I'm thinking of ending things.
Yeah, that movie was crazy.
yeah.
That
I
movie
heard that
a
was
trip.
great.
That was pretty crazy. Yeah.
That
On
was a
Netflix
crazy movie.
now.
How do you feel about plot? Plot being necessary in a movie?
It's not. I mean, it's recommended to
Because
have a
but,
good
but
movie.
that's like that is like a perfect example of a movie that like the plot is kind of just disregarded.
There's a plot though. Like in the third act, you know, they leave. Like it's like a road. It bookends it. You know, they start coming into the house, and then there's like all the dinner scenes, and then at the house, and then they leave in the third act. So there is like structure and like
yeah, but then it
plot
gets
and character
surreal, and then there's
development.
like the musical at the end, and then
yeah,
like it's less about the story, right? It's driven by
like tone.
the
and,
storytelling is at least, and tell me if I'm wrong, because you know so much fucking more about this, but like I have heard debates from different filmmakers about like feeling weighed down by having to tell a story in like, okay, maybe a good example of this. We were talking about Twin Peaks season 3, The Return. Are you familiar?
I haven't seen. I've only seen a couple of Twin Peaks episodes.
Oh,
I've
gotcha,
been meaning to do like an entire deep dive, but I did see Eraserhead when I was in London.
Oh hell yeah!
And
I love Eraserhead.
okay, it was like 74, so very impressive for the time.
Yeah, and
But
like super.
It's just
janky.
very, very like obscure. It's just very intentionally.
Yes.
Camp. Like,
Ambiguous.
Not
Why?
camp. Just
It's
like
very ambiguous.
It's very loud.
Yes.
Like it's very loud, and it's very it's cryptic.
Yeah, it's
And
Those
super
radiator
cryptic, and then
sounds.
What's up?
Those radiator sounds.
yeah, sounds
Yeah.
of radiators. The nurse with like boils on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a.
But I love Mulholland Drive, and I want to watch
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, but Eraserhead was just it was a lot.
I like that on the merit of like I was watching it as like, oh, this is like his first movie. It's made with like no budget. You know, it was like that. I went in with that mindset
For sure.
and it definitely gives off that.
I
vibe.
went to like a cult like type screening.
yeah, like
so,
a midnight movie kind of thing.
it wasn't midnight, but kind of like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That
But
vibe.
people were like clapping, and it was like horrible things on the screen. I was like, okay, these guys have definitely seen the movie before.
Yeah,
Disgusting. fucking-
It's cool. It has a lot of really interesting like little moments, you know, when he's with the family and the dad's just like smiling at him, and then
like creepy
you learn
shit.
about the birth of the baby. It's like
fucked up baby.
He like I could see back in the 70s the execs looking at that and being like, that was weird as fuck. But like, let's give him money.
But
to
there's
make,
something
like,
there.
something else, you know?
There's something there. You can take a little more cash.
You got Kubrick telling everyone to watch it like every day. I feel like that helps too.
For sure. I didn't know that.
For The Shining, he had the whole cast watch it like every day for like an amount of time before they started shooting.
David Lynch said, Eraserhead is my favorite movie. And then the interviewer asked him, what's it about? I won't tell you. That's it.
And I regret making Dune.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yo, it's a miracle that new Dune was good. Because I just feel like that's like the most difficult fucking source material to run with. From what I understand.
You think?
I don't know anything honestly about Dune except for that it's like super, super hard sci-fi. And maybe like the story isn't super complex, but that's probably what is harder.
Like super simple, I feel like.
But I feel like that's what's more difficult about it to make it a fucking good movie because you have all this world building shit, but the story is so simple. So it's like you have to tackle them in this way that is like it could seem like you're just meandering and saying random sci-fi terms.
Have you seen the Jodorowsky like BTS of them attempting
to do that? I haven't seen
80s?
I know he like tried.
And they made a whole book recounting.
Didn't like Geiger do concept art for one? Like H.R. Geiger, like
maybe
or
that did Alien.
Yeah, exactly. It might have been for that one. Like
maybe
the Jodorowsky.
I know that Salvador Dali was gonna be like playing in the film, which is crazy.
Yeah. I heard about that.
In Dune?
Yeah.
And then they settled for Sting.
Oh.
Is that who they got?
I know Sting's in it.
Remember,
I don't know if it was the same character.
No, but they didn't shoot it, right? Or like they didn't.
It was
Sting's
that one
in the movie.
That one
Wait, was that the Lynch one?
The Lynch one.
In the Lynch one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's something
I'm talking
about like
they tried to make Dune again, and
in Jodorowsky.
not the
Jodorowsky. Have you seen the Holy Mountain?
Yeah, Holy Mountain is dope.
I've seen like parts of it.
Yeah,
Holy Mountain is kind of dope, except for I hate the like animal abuse. Like they're literally just like blowing up frogs at one. There's a whole scene where they make like an Aztec society and they fill it with frogs. It's like a miniature of like Aztec temples, and then they just blow up all these frogs for like 5. Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about,
really
Coco?
just
Yeah.
kill a
You
bunch
know what
of
I'm talking
frogs?
about, right?
Oh.
They also don't they show skinned dogs like on stakes and they're like marching them through?
Yeah, no, it's pretty graphic.
And they also show human anus in the first like 2 minutes of that movie. So that's the only movie I've seen in the actual whole. There's very few other movies where you see the butthole.
Shit was weird back then.
Oh,
There-
that
a lot of movies like that.
I heard a story that George Harrison was gonna play the main character from Holy Mountain,
Wow.
and then they told him
yeah.
about the butthole thing, and he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. No, fuck. Can we just not do the butthole thing?" And he's like, "Nah." And so then George said no.
That's the movie. The ending is like the breaking the fourth wall thing, right?
Yeah, it's like the set.
It's like go home.
Yeah.
Remember, and then it's like this is a movie set. I do feel like
Spoiler alert.
I am you've had so many years to watch the movie. I don't feel bad.
I
don't feel bad. That's
I'm
the old
interjecting
like 50
here. I'm
years, bro.
interjecting. I hate this argument. I despise this argument because there are countless fucking movies.
Becket,
and
you're
there
gonna
is
lose.
no
You're
way-
gonna lose if you open up
Nope,
this argument.
I'm not. I will
okay.
open this because how could you expect to see every fucking movie? Yeah, you could have seen that, but like, you haven't seen so many movies. I'm not
Becket,
gonna like just
the fact that you're telling me this though is a little fucked.
I've seen a lot of movies. I haven't seen.
But
every
Becket,
fucking
you
movie.
talk about movies you haven't seen.
I know, but I
you've
won't
seen
spoil
them, and
the
then you get
endings.
mad. But how come I never have this problem with anyone else?
Here's the thing.
What?
I'm kind of with you. Like, if you want to be able to talk about popular media and something like fucking,
We're talking about Requiem. It's one movie. One movie that I've done
Becket,
this.
that's not true.
Requiem
buddy.
for a
That's not
Dream.
true.
I haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it. For those wondering.
Becket, talk to me about the final scene of the
gotta watch
movie,
that.
and I went and watched it.
I didn't
and
know
I
it
was
was the
like,
final
oh
scene.
shit! So you actually spoiled it for me.
I didn't know it was the
Interestingly
end.
enough, and you
To be
hadn't even
fair.
seen the movie, so I don't want to hear this shit from you.
Look.
Okay,
if
where I was
would've known
going with
spoiler-
this, meta shit in art. The beginnings, that probably when it came out was like, Like, oh my God. Now I feel like it's getting to this point where like I heard an ad the other day where it was like a jingle and the jingle was like, this is an ad about health insurance. This is an ad. And now the ad is done. And like just it was the most like slapstick meta shit. And then officially I hit this point where I was like, fuck this shit.
Kill it
Do you
all.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, they'll have, I don't know, they tried to have like Father John Misty sing like, I want it that way. Cause like, oh my God, it's because he's
Don't
singing
want
a
your
bag
damn
of
burrito
Coke
money.
to sell burritos. Somehow that was going to work. But like, do you know what I'm saying about like just meta shit?
Yeah.
But if
and
it's done
movies and-
well, like it's harder for it to be executed better because we've been trained to see it done so well so many times. But like, it's still there's still examples where it's done really well. Like, have you seen Fleabag?
Oh my God. Well, that's just breaking. That is an amazing example of how good voiceover can be in like talking to the camera.
Right, exactly. Like,
Which is
like
so.
she breaks the fourth wall, and then have you guys seen?
I have no idea
Well,
what
this isn't
is.
a spoiler. This is Fleabag's a TV. This is part of like the format.
Yeah.
I think
My next point was gonna be spoiler.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Like territory, but
I'll
the
put
way
a
that
warning.
the way
I'll put a
that-
spoiler, right? You can.
No, she's like the only character, the lead character, who can look at the camera and kind of have like a dialogue with the audience.
Okay,
Hello,
like
hello.
a side kind of.
Yeah, but then there's a character in season 2 that can actually do it as well, and so as the audience, you're like, it's like the form is what is driving the character development more so than the.
That's interesting.
Like
That's
it's like the meta
so-
element. The fact that he can do it too is like what's developing our understanding of the character as opposed to something that he's necessarily doing to other characters in the story. You know, it's like just the fact that he can also look at us is like, oh, okay, now we're paying attention to him in a different kind of way.
Right.
Kind
But
of
that-
reminds me of what we were talking about before about how like format can inform like what you're doing with your art, like the sort of like the pieces that are there. Because that was such a cool thing to do. Because like nobody had done that in so long. I feel like where like someone's talking to the camera like that. By the way, did
do
you
it like
see
Deadpool
the,
does it? You know.
Yeah, Deadpool totally.
I was
did
gonna
it,
bring
yeah,
up Deadpool, where he
Yeah,
does it
totally
in
did.
like a.
Well, they dropped around the same time, right? Fleabag and Deadpool.
I mean, they're like still making Deadpool movies, I'm sure.
But Deadpool, I feel like, is almost an example of a approach of fourth wall that is like kind of. It's not as artistic. It's just kind of like.
The first one was, I feel like. Then the
Yeah.
Christmas movie was like. Okay.
Well, I never saw that. I never
I
saw
mean, me
that.
neither.
Yeah. But it's all
we
like
didn't need
recent?
that much.
I thought it was just like reference shit where he's like chimichangas and then he's like, oh, was that a fourth wall? Because I just broke.
No,
it.
it's like,
I
he'll,
think
he'll get like
it's
hit, and then it's like, did I leave the toaster on? You know,
Yeah,
as he's, like,
yeah,
falling
yeah.
in midair.
Oh, that
You know, it is that thing that I think it was
You do
funny
a
when
good
they
Ryan
did
Reynolds
it. You know what I mean?
impression.
Thanks, bro. I think it's that like it's just like it was cool when it dropped, and then every movie was like, you like that? You like that? Because the superhero movies, you know, they're just like they're going
Yeah.
for whatever's hot, they'll do it. You know,
The director
doing
came
it.
of that movie came to. Oh no, I think he was. I think he was the director of the first film. I was gonna say the sequel, but I
Great.
believe it was the first.
First
I
one
forget
was
his name,
awesome.
but he was like a VFX guy who did like 3D his whole life.
Yeah.
and then was able to direct like a full on, superhero movie from doing just a VFX background.
That's
like he had
so
never
cool.
directed another movie before.
Oh fuck.
and
yeah.
they gave him that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Damn.
Damn.
Maybe that's why the VFX are so crazy in that movie because they're
And it's-
In Deadpool?
And they also leaked. I don't know if you remember, but they leaked
Yeah.
the opening scene, which has like the crazy action slow mo.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
was-
how it got like greenlit? kind
Yeah.
of?
Yeah, because
Pretty
it
much.
had millions of views on YouTube when they like
Yeah,
when they released that. Yeah, they leaked.
and that was like a full kind of VFX version
Yeah.
where they were innovating in
that's
some ways.
so sick.
That was dope. I remember when that came out. I was like, man, they fucking 3D modeled the whole scene.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-minute scene that is completely modeled out. It's like, fuck.
Dude, I think the guy who did Deadpool 2 is the guy who played. Bro, who's the director who just did that?
Bullet Train, right?
Yeah, Bullet Train.
Brad Pitt's
Oh
stunt
yeah,
double.
the stunt guy. I saw him in France. There's this video club YouTube channel. It's like this video store in Paris that famous actors and directors will just go and talk. Just talk about
Sure,
movies.
yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
like pick out DVDs. Oh, I love this. I saw this when I was a kid. Whatever.
Yeah.
And they did one recently with Brad Pitt and the Bullet Train director, who's done, stunts for so many Brad Pitt movies.
That's
I'm
who
pretty
that.
sure he was on Fight Club with him.
Yeah, he
Really?
was Brad Pitt's stunt double, which is
And he's
crazy.
in the shots in Fight Club, I believe, in where you see two of them. We see two Tyler Durdens, but one is from the back. I think that's like
Oh.
that's him.
Interesting.
That's so weird.
What a weird arc that happened with The Matrix too, right? Like Keanu Reeves stunt double in The Matrix directed John Wick, I believe.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How wild is that?
Well, and
knew-
Deadpool 1 and 2 both have people that weren't directors and rose their way up from
Yeah,
others.
it really goes to show anyone can be a director.
It goes to show if you want to direct Deadpool, just do something that isn't the directing. Then you will get hired.
Then eventually you'll get there.
Through years of hard work,
You might get.
you might get a shot.
Yeah.
They haven't hired anyone else, you know?
Okay, is there like an amazing fourth wall break that like changed your life, or like this is an amazing way to get a story across, like fourth wall? Not Deadpool, because that's the only one that I could think of, but that's like so silly that
I just
feel
think
like
Fleabag, probably.
I gotta check that out.
Fleabag's so good. It's the best show, dude.
How
That
have I
show is
never heard of that
amazing.
in my life?
And she made 2 seasons, and then she was like, nah, I'm done. She was like, story's done.
What?
Yeah, and it was just like so sick because she won like
That's badass, dude.
Yeah, there was like Amazon's biggest success story as a streaming show, and they were like, she was on top of the world, and then she was like, I just want to do like theater with one of the girls that was also in.
Yo,
And she's like, so we're just gonna do plays in London, and they were just
peace.
like they just okay on top of the fucking world. That's so badass.
Yeah, that is a
I would not be able to say no to that money. There's
tried
no
and true
way.
artist.
It's like good that Atlanta is ending after this season
Totally.
too.
I
'cause
heard about that.
Atlanta is
It's
like
time
one of the
for-
best shows.
It's so good.
It's
I
one of the
heard
best
that they
shows
were
on
ending
TV.
it.
Atlanta's a great show that kind of does that. Like this season particularly, I feel like they stopped caring so much about plot. Do you know what I mean? Like they kind of just started.
Yeah, only like 3 of the episodes are like actually related to the story. Like a lot of them are just like don't even have characters from the show, you know,
It's
which
like
is
on
cool.
and off.
It was like a
Anthology series type.
Yeah, it's become that.
I love it.
I love it too. Like I loved
It's so good.
once the second season hit and the show changed entirely. It was like, oh, this is way
It's
is
way
like
better,
And there's
yeah.
what
like
the show.
There's like
needed
5
to
years
be.
between season 2 and season 3 or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn,
There's
it has
Well,
been
Four,
that
Yeah,
maybe
I
long.
think ruined
three,
it,
4
right?
years, like so long.
That's fucking
but season
crazy.
4 dropping like soon. Right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
soon.
dropping in September, I think.
I'm finishing Sopranos right now.
Oh
For
shit!
the first time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
dude.
Yeah,
We
I'm on
get-
like
we-
Yo,
I'm
we
on like the
love-
last
I should
couple
have put my
episodes.
Soprano shirt
Oh.
on, man.
Yeah, we've been
I think there's a
We
book
love
in here
Sopranos.
somewhere about
That's
it.
like-
Yeah, bro, you should borrow this book when you're done. They
Hardcore.
have
Yeah,
a discussion about the ending, so you haven't seen it.
no,
All right, well, definitely we're not gonna spoil it, but
Yeah, I
I'm
know-
interested to see what you think.
yeah. I accidentally spoiled one scene from the ending of Sopranos. I don't know if it's the one that everyone says. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
but there's one thing I know that happens because like one day I was just on YouTube, and it's just my algorithm that
It's-
it's the
it's
algorithm that
natural.
literally just like I just scrolled by. And the video starts playing automatically, and I just saw Sopranos
Yeah.
craziest scene or whatever, and like I was like, "Damn, I did not want you to suggest this
hate
video."
that.
I fucking hate.
And
that
then I
shit.
just scrolled away. But aside from that,
Yep.
I know nothing, and it's so good. It's literally like film school every episode.
Yeah, it is so fucking good. I agree. Well, shit.
Has
You got-
has watching movies gotten shittier for you the more you've learned about film?
Great question.
No, if it's a really good movie, it's the same. Yeah,
Because
like-
you're doubly excited about it because you're like, how the fuck did you pull this off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
And the most beautiful moments are when you don't know how they pulled it off, not necessarily from a technical standpoint, but from like a writing or a directing
Like
standpoint. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, like you really you carved this moment out and you set it up so intricately, and that's like really inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting topic though, because I feel like the more art I do and like the better I get at like my craft, the more into art I am. You know, I feel like if anything, the worry is like, well, because I'm like so into this, I'm gonna like be showing off like the, you get into like the technique of it and whatnot. Like if in film, like maybe you're so into cinematography, then like you're kind of losing like the basis of the story or whatnot because you're just going so into shots.
That's like 80% of Dodge Film School of Media.
Yeah. But like from like a passion standpoint, I feel like it hasn't like ever waned for me at all. But it's like an interesting topic.
Have
like,
you seen The Worst Person in the World?
No.
No, I heard about it though.
It's like the best movie I've seen in the last couple of years. Like maybe like two.
Maybe I heard about it from you.
Maybe in like 2
No,
years.
I'm thinking I
It's
heard
like-
about it from you.
What is it?
It's Norwegian. This guy Robin Östlund, I think, who directed, and this the lead actress, won the Palme d'Or at Cannes last year for it, and she literally quit acting the day before this guy called her about the role, about like offering her the lead role in his film. She quit her craft. She like was like, I'm done. I just been so disillusioned with the industry in Europe, Norway, I guess. I don't know exactly how international her career was at that point, but she is like brilliant in the film. It's crazy. I rewatched it a month and a half ago, and I was like, whoa, I have not seen a better movie since the first time I saw that movie.
Damn. That's like the Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive, wasn't she? Wasn't she like quitting or something? Or she was like, yo, I've been like fucking just tossed around in this terrible industry. I'm gonna like move back home to the Midwest and just fucking get rid of this shit, stop acting. And then that Mulholland Drive came out, and
it's like when you're not looking for it.
Yeah, it just fucking
John Hamm, Mad Men.
Is that him as well?
Well, he said he was like, I'm gonna quit if I don't
I haven't seen
make
Mad
it
Men.
by 30, and then like on his 30th birthday, he got the role or something.
What?
Crazy? Yeah, like.
I haven't seen
Dude,
Sopranos.
he's
so-
after
30?
Sopranos. So one of the main writers on Sopranos is the showrunner for Mad Men. So
Whoa.
it has there is a through line. Like you
There's
should.
a continuity.
Dude, it's so good. They're similarly really
I've
good.
been watching Curb too. I might have told you
dude.
this.
Hell yeah.
Curb is one of those shows where
So
like,
good.
he had so much like just how shitty that like everything is about it is. It makes it so much fucking funnier.
Yeah.
And I feel like people just forget about that. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like we were talking about with vocals, where it's like the bigger you get, the more. Oh, by the way, oh my god, I have the best. I have to out myself really quick. So I just found out Rivers Cuomo put this song that I like Becket and I co-wrote and like produced for like this artist James Bantis. Go check it out. But like, he put it on like his playlist of like favorite new songs that came out, and I totally DM'd him and I was like, hey, like we should get in the studio.
God, I love you.
After I was just shitting on him last week, and I hope to God he never listens to this podcast because obviously we're not deleting it. But
There's like a
are you?
2-minute rant
Dude.
of how much Tony hates
And this
Weezer
this
in the
really
last
tells you about
episode.
the lengths of my integrity. Like I absolutely would delete the podcast if it meant like getting in the studio or possibly getting on tour with them. Like I don't give a fuck. I will lie. I'll be like, oh my god, I grew up on Pinkerton. Like I will.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like it's an underrated thing. I gotta admit that
What's
as an
like the
artist.
usual rants like on this podcast? Like what do you guys usually?
It's not
like?
usual. I feel like we used to rant more about like other artists.
We
don't
used to
really
burn
talk shit.
bridges
We were-
more. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to just be like, hey, at this person, like, fuck you. But we were also starting the damn things.
We didn't know what to
Yeah.
talk about.
You gotta do what
There's
you gotta
definitely
do.
a lot of hot takes that come out and a lot of negativity that
you
gets.
challenge- you
negative.
We're
challenge
negative
any-
people.
We're challenging the medium. Yeah, we're trying to turn it around.
Okay.
Be positive.
Yeah, we're positive from now on.
Oh, I refuse to. I can't do it.
You're no longer
My
toxic.
ray of sunshine will outshine the negativity in this room.
Well,
I like that.
Here's the thing.
You like the Teletubbies
Becket
baby.
he's a little Teletubby over there. He is a posse dude. Yeah. Although I did hear you shitting on Laney the day after we decided we were like, we're not going to shit on other bands anymore. And then you were the
What did
first.
I say
and
about
Lucas and I
Laney?
didn't say
The-
shit. And we're always,
Whoa,
you were like,
whoa, okay. I was
you
just
shouted
shooting back.
immediately.
He's like the-
immediately
What did I say
shouted.
about Laney?
I will say, and then I was like, oh, if he's doing it, then I feel like I can
No,
do it.
I did. I was just shouting. I was saying that someone. I was saying that someone that we did a video, an interview for us, that interviewed us was talking about Laney, and I was talking about that situation. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not talking shit on Laney.
Real.
I'm not.
Man, I don't like him either, Beckett. I get it.
I'm not saying that I dislike him.
Guys, by
It's not a him.
by
it's a
elaborating
band.
on this,
It's so funny because he had such like a one-hit wonder at the beginning that I was like, I almost felt bad, and I went and listened to his EP because I was like,
this could
everyone only knows that one song, but
Yeah,
like I need to
dude,
actually.
I need to like give some views.
Yeah,
to this,
exactly.
To this fucking.
That was like a long time ago. That was like 2013, 2014.
Oh,
No, it was like
that.
2016, I think, or some 2017.
You think?
Yeah, when that song dropped. Yeah, you know, they came out. I liked Laney's first album. I really did. I thought it was a little bit of a 1975 ripoff, but like I was like, I'll allow it. It's good. This songwriting is good. But now it's become. I just feel like it's gotten so much more sanitized. I would be interested to hear them go a little bit back to their. Like, stop trying to write a number one.
Okay, let me
hit,
ask you
know?
a question. Did you checked out that Blur tape I sent you?
Of course, we love, dude. I already knew about that album.
Okay,
of
okay,
course,
okay,
I love
okay,
that
okay.
album.
Which
Yeah.
one? Which
Isn't
one?
this crazy?
The
Like,
newer Blur
which
album
one?
with the ice cream cone.
Yeah. The
Oh,
Magic Whip.
Magic Whip?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I that record was great. They like recorded it all in China or something, or
There like Mandarin's like symbols on the cover.
yeah. So they were in China or something. Yeah, that's exactly it. And they have like the Mandarin things on the. It's like the neon signs with the.
Yeah,
ice cream
yeah,
cone.
yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was after like a 10-year hiatus. They got back
Dude, they roll.
and made that record.
I didn't mean to interrupt your.
No, dude. Oh my god. Love Blur. We could talk about Blur all day, man.
Yeah, I've been watching the lot of like early Blur music videos recently, and it's like a lot of it's so simple. It's just them in front of a fucking green screen. Like that's all you
Yeah,
have
like
to do.
the girls.
Girls and Boys is just like Damon Albarn in a bucket hat, like doing this at the camera, and it's just in front of a green screen, and that's it. That was like the standard. And then I can't remember what song it was, but there was a shot in it where they clearly had like put the camera on the dashboard of a car and like filmed them in traffic and then sped up the footage so it looks like.
Oh yeah.
And as I was watching, I was thinking that's probably the most overused shot in any music video. Like I feel like I've seen that shot 1,000 times.
They slowed
where-
down the music a quarter time.
Yeah.
Got my head.
Oh.
shake.
I was watching a Primus music video, and they were doing that, and they were like explaining the technology as if it was like brand new, and I was like, dude, this is used in like every music video, and I was like, oh wait, this was made in like '99, so this is like new to them, like speeding up the footage, and then now it syncs up.
That's in
with it.
every music video I think I've ever been a part of.
No, yeah, in every music video that we've done, at least that happens.
We had a
at
problem
some
where
point.
every music, because we started making our own music videos when the pandemic came, and they were
They were exactly what it sounds like. We made our own music
And
videos.
you know what?
You know?
I actually like them. They're shitty as fuck, and
They're terrible, but
Did you
but
drop
there's
them?
something about. Oh yeah, they're all up.
Nice.
There's like
Yeah.
we made them for all of our songs. We just like went through, and we didn't have that much music out, and we were just like, we're so bored. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna upload a YouTube video a week, and we're just like, I actually think they were like good. I mean, like in a
Oh,
shitty
dude.
way. In a shitty way.
I would, but yeah.
I'd rather like
prefer
I
to
don't
drop
know.
those than to not drop anything like we were doing before, you know? So it's like,
I mean, some of them they kind of got like a 200K on one of them.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
you know?
we would shoot at like noon.
Who needs a
in
budget?
the sunlight?
And there was no
Direct
Let me
sunlight?
tell you something.
No, that's
It was
cool. I
sick.
want to
No,
see
the-
them. I want to watch them.
Dude, you know what? It was like we would always do this thing where we would just like die at the end of all our videos
Okay.
because
Wait, it
would just be
I don't know
destroying
why.
the
It's kind of
set
like
for
a
the
death
last
scene
half
in
always.
Lightstream.
everyone. No, at least that one we elevated.
No, but before that,
There-
you guys fall down.
No,
in
there
the-
is a scene where
at
we all
the-
You know,
fall down
people
in
always,
Lightstream.
no matter. I think it's just something about us. Every director we've ever worked with, when we're on our own, it just always ends with us like being exhausted.
Yeah, we're
And
really
following
tired.
Us collapsing
Oh,
on
I
the
see.
ground.
I don't know what that is,
Yeah, I think.
but at least Lightstream we got beamed up to heaven or
That's
whatever.
true.
That was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
was
true. There
really
was an
cool,
ascension
actually.
there.
yeah,
Dude, I
we-
can't wait to cook up this new shit, man. New video. Well, we can't talk about it yet.
So yeah, spoilers, dude. Don't spoil it for me. Dude, how dare you?
We'll see, Coco.
You got to sign an NDA before we talk to you about
Yeah,
it.
that's fucking right.
Well, you know.
Just like when you have sex with Justin Bieber.
Yeah. I've heard
You
about
guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to like 2008 era YouTube where it was like what the buck, and it was just celebrity drama.
And you know, don't forget about our stint on YouTube. We had a video with like 100K back when 100K meant something.
It meant something.
It was
a
like
big deal.
2007.
Yeah.
And it was like our kids at our school thought we were like rad for it.
It was definitely a cool thing. Yeah.
Wait, you guys were in middle school?
You might have even seen it.
Yeah. We
it
went to
was
middle
a
school
video
together.
where like
I
I kicked Lucas in the balls, I think. And then to jazz music.
Yeah. No. It was kid gets punched in face.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Kids get
yeah.
that one. The ball kicking didn't do very well. But
The ball kicking wasn't.
Yeah,
a
we were
hit.
in like 7th, 8th grade, 6th grade, something like that.
It was something. Yeah.
And we had a webcam video of just me like going like slow mo punching him in the face, and we sped it up just like
like the fucking
just like
music
wow, it all
video
could-
Just like the
technique.
premise.
Just like Primus
and we
did.
got like death threats from it. Like people were like, "I'll fucking kill you!"
Yeah.
Like,
this is bullshit.
and then it had a
You didn't
geotag
fucking
at the
punch
time.
him.
YouTube used to do this thing, a really great thing they had where they'd put your location on every YouTube video.
Yeah.
You know, just,
You want to know where this was filmed?
so then it was. I remember we had 100K, and then my parents specifically told me we weren't allowed to put YouTube videos up. But we did it anyway, and then it blew
After
up.
or before
No,
that?
before. And I
Oh.
was like, really
Yeah,
not.
we did
they
it
were like,
anyway.
don't do it.
You little rebel.
And then it went big. And
It
we were
went
like,
big.
And and people were like, you just wasted like 10 seconds of my life. I'm gonna
We
fucking
got so
kill
much
you. I can
hate.
see
That was
you."
our first experience with internet hate. It was
Wow.
great.
And to this day, it annoys me. You know, to this day, I'll read comments and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Is it still up?
People stop you on
No,
the street.
not
like,
on that.
Are
one.
you?
I'm
that?
talking about all kinds of stuff. You
How
know,
about last
how
week?
about shout out the kid who told me I look like Ben Shapiro like 3 years ago.
I thought last week we had more fire in the comments than we ever had before.
Well,
We were
Whoa,
talking about
about
Master
Andrew-
Tate.
Because
So.
we were talking about Tate, who update from our last episode, our last double episode. Andrew Tate has now, since he's been completely removed from all social medias, so we caught on a wave before it died out. I don't know if you guys knew this. He's been.
I didn't
Wait,
know.
is the video about sparkling water still up? Do you know who
I-
Andrew Tate is?
Sparkling water.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Actually, I
just
don't
like-
know. Is he a fighter?
No,
He was.
Lucas, can you
he was like a
explain-
kickboxer turned.
I actually think Becket knows a little more.
But explain the.
Are we
Can
wasting
you
our
explain
breath
the
I'm
talking
gonna
sparkling
about
love
water?
from the Hustlers University. So
Beckett's a member.
Andrew Tate sparkling water.
what?
I have no idea what the fuck the context is for this video, but he's talking about how he doesn't drink regular water because regular water is free. It's from the tap. The government gives you that. Anybody can drink regular water. So he only drinks sparkling water. That's the only water he drinks. Because if you drink sparkling water, you have to pay for it. You're not. He
talks like-
poor people drink regular water.
He talks in this like it's like half the time he says like an American accent, then he'll just go into like sparkling water.
Yeah, I'm not accent shaming.
It's for
I'm
poor people.
simply making fun of the Cobra Tate's accent. Fuck that guy. But he has now been axed from like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat,
I feel like
TikTok.
there's not that many like people that get banned like that. At least like
completely banned. Yeah,
Him and
since Trump. Like
That's
I mean,
true.
I'm sure there are plenty of people every day. We just don't know about them. 'Cause they're
yeah,
not
and
famous.
if they ever do get banned off social medias like this, they become like they go and speak at the next like Republican convention. That's what
Right.
happens. Is like
catch
these
Andrew
people
Tate
get-
at the next RNC.
Yeah, no,
like,
I fucking guarantee you that
There's
shit's
sparkling
gonna happen.
water here.
Yeah.
This is for poor people.
poor. Yeah, it's so fucking. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd say we contributed to getting him removed. I'd say we saved the YouTube interweb space from all his misogynist hate speech. So shout out us. Let's just round of applause for us today.
all right. And we're back.
That's yeah.
Where are we at? Where are we at, back?
yeah, we are at an hour exactly.
All right,
That's
Coco.
a great natural.
Anything you want to get off your chest into the internet? One last chance.
talk your shit. Let your nuts
Target
hang.
anyone.
Or spread some positivity. That's good too.
It's not good for viewership.
That's right.
We only want
That's true.
negativity because that's what
YouTube
works
drama.
online. Only negativity.
I don't have much drama to share, unfortunately. I'm just
Tell us, what's the worst music video you've seen from a recent artist? Let's burn a bridge right here, Coco.
Coco, let's burn a bridge.
No, I watch so much bad shit all the time.
Okay.
Honestly, it's hard to target.
All right, pause.
Fair
it.
enough.
There's a lot of.
We'll do it Beckett's way. Is there nothing else you want to say?
No, this is going up on Wednesday.
It'll be up on Wednesday.
Hump day, baby.
Hell yeah.
So look forward to that.
So what would you say to your future self on Wednesday?
How was breakfast?
What if you're dead by then?
Yo, this might be the last footage.
Dude, could you imagine we're at Coco's funeral, right?
Oh, this got really negative.
All right, we'll change it to
I
me.
don't
We're at
want-
my funeral.
You're right. Okay.
All right,
Okay,
Tony's dead.
Tony dies before Wednesday.
Okay.
You have to post the podcast. So you
Oh.
post the podcast and you're just like, hey guys, it's not Tony. Just want to let you know this is the last time you're ever going to hear Tony speak. Tony's dead. Tony got hit by a truck. You're at my funeral and my mom comes up to you and she goes, you did this. And what would you say? Because she saw the podcast footage and she thought that she saw a glimmer in your eye of hatred for me. What would you say to my mom? Shaking you, crying, recently dead.
This sounds like a scene from Eraserhead. This is fucking.
No, I would tell her, I don't have an inch of hatred for your son in my body. And if anything, I would go to his rescue, if there
Save
was
him.
a
You'd put yourself
danger.
in front of a moving vehicle for me. Give your own life in exchange for
I
mine.
would give my own
Not quite. Not quite. Not quite.
Wow, some kind of friend you are.
Would you forfeit a checkmate for him?
No, okay. Let's not get too crazy.
You catch a grenade
But-
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got to end this madness.
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully, I'm not dead by Wednesday.
All right,
Hopefully
we
Coco's
open with
not
the
dead.
Sicilian and we'll close with a checkmate.
Heyo.
That's
Good
the
night.
point.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.